Welcome to Lookouts and Waterfalls in the Blue Mountains, episode 18, Let Our Videos Be Your Guide. In this episode, we return to Lura Glen to visit 2 lookouts over Fern Bower and 3 waterfalls in the valley. Hello and welcome. We're on the only part of Prince Henry Cliff Walk where you have to walk alongside a road. It's Cliff Drive from Keir Lookout to here. It's about 70 metres. We visited Keir Lookout in episode 16. And we're only a short distance from the Solitary restaurant. From here, we'll walk a short distance to Flat Rock Lookout. After that, we'll walk west a short distance to Jamison Lookout. Then it's down Fern Bower Track to Lila Falls and Linda Falls. And finally, we'll cross the valley to Lura Falls on the Lura Falls track. We'll see all this shortly, but first, these are the roads we took to get to the walking track.
We have followed the M4 motorway from Sydney onto the Great Western Highway and will again take the left exit into Katoomba, 46 kilometres from the bridge over the Nepean River. We'll take this turn several more times while recording future episodes on the numerous scenic attractions around Lura and in Katoomba. If your vehicle has a trip meter, set it to 0 as you exit the highway. At 120 metres at the roundabout, turn left onto Bathurst Road. Again, proceed straight if you wish to avoid Katoomba's main street. At 280 metres, turn right around a second roundabout into Katoomba Street. After 850 metres, turn left at the roundabout. At 1 kilometre, turn right into Lurline Street. At 1.2 kilometres, turn left into Merriwa Street. Continue along Merriwa Street until merging with Cliff Drive at 1.7 kilometres. Proceed straight and after travelling 1.8 kilometres at the corner of Vaughan Street, take the forward left side road and find a spot to park.
I think that's about all for now.
So, let's go.
This short section of the Prince Henry Cliff Walk leads to an equally short left side track that will take us to Flat Rock Lookout, and to the right to the turn off to Jamison's Lookout and Fern Bower. This sign reads both Echo Tree Lookout and Flat Top Lookout are to the left. The only reference to Echo Tree Lookout appeared in July of 1936 during a Katoomba Council meeting. It was stated that a lookout be enclosed with piping and netting between the proposed Echo Tree Lookout and Jamison Lookout. I was thinking Echo Tree Lookout had disappeared. I guess we'll soon find out. Now as to Flat Top Lookout, where did that name come from? The Blue Mountains Geographical Encyclopedia states Echo Tree Lookout is 10 metres east of Flat Rock Lookout. Can't see much. This must be Echo Tree Lookout, since there's nothing to the left. I need to chop these trees down. Where's the sign? This path must be the way to Flat Rock Lookout. No sign here either. What's Katoomba Council doing? There's a flat rock here. There's a better view from here.
Jamison's Lookout is next and is located further west, just a short walk from here, on the Fern Bower track, off the Prince Henry Cliff Walk.
This lookout is on a short side track near the top of Fern Bower. Its name is descriptive, as it has views over the Jamison Valley and was named after Sir John Jamison, 1776 to 1844. Jamison owned 1,700 hectares in Penrith, where he built his mansion called Regentsville. This lookout is at the start and the finish of the walk to Fern Bower, Lila Falls, Linda Falls and Lura Falls. It was originally called Jamison Lookout. Apparently there was once an old incorrect spelling on a sign at the lookout, but there's nothing there now. And off we go. Nice seat for someone to sit on?
Let the viewer come and stand with us on our bold cape and gaze his fill. Let him imagine himself standing on a cliff. which below him goes sheer down hundreds of metres. Below him a huge valley extending far as the eye can reach, hemmed in everywhere by stupendous cliffs, whose precipitous sides rear themselves up perpendicularly in rugged grandeur, writes a journalist for the Nepean Times on Saturday the 15th of June 1889.
The article continues. Right in the centre of the vale is the isolated mountain, an island of rock in a sea of foliage, and on each side of which the view is uninterrupted, until hill and valley, tree and rock, are mingled and lost in the hazy blue of distance. And whether seen in the sunshine or under the less favourable conditions of cloud and shower, there will always be a quiet, soothing beauty about the Leura Valley that cannot be compared. Oh, look at that. Nice little seat. Now here's a sign. What does that say? Fernbower.
The path through the gully and round to Leura Glen takes us through the fern bower, a large cavity in the rock enriched with a wealth of ferns, whose delicate fronds hang gracefully from tier upon tier, from the tops of tall straight-stemmed sassafras and mountain ash and beech trees, many of them rising 40 metres or more from the valley below. Is seen no similar display of ferns and trees in any other of the numerous known bowers of these mountains.
Bit of a cascade there.
Oh, there's a lyrebird. How awesome is that? Our next point of interest is Lila Falls. It is on a tributary of Linda Creek, which is itself a tributary of Leura Falls Creek, and as such is not very imposing. We'll encounter it beside the walking track as we descend deep into the fern bower. Lila Falls was possibly named after Lila Mend North, 1865 to 1938. Lila's father, John Britty North, was the owner of the Katoomba Coal and Shale Company we mentioned in episode 12. He later became the chairman of the Progress Committee and a trustee of the Katoomba and Leura Reserves.
As was often the case, around 1932, visitors to these mountains often wrote glowing tributes to the memorable sights they saw. Mr. Harold Blackett of the Adelaide Steamship Company was such a frequent visitor to the mountains that on Tuesday, the 15th of March 1932, the Katoomba Daily published his notes. As we descend into the fern bower, for some 40 paces, the path divides. To the left it goes to the amphitheatre, a wonderful work of nature, and then on to the bottom of Bridal Veil Falls. We visited those falls in episode 16.
A short circular track through the amphitheatre is a good one for those who cannot manage the Federal Pass to Katoomba, which will take 2 or 3 hours, even to regular walkers. To walk the Federal Pass, you will quickly reach and follow the Marguerite Cascades, then on through the Leura Forest to the bottom of Katoomba Falls and the Scenic Railway.
Before we reach Linda Falls, on our left are the Sylvia Cascades, which tumble over dark moss-grown rocks with numerous ferns in the crevices. There we cross Linda Creek. It's hard to see because of the fallen tree there. Here's a photograph from David Noble. We are now in Fairy Dell, with its 2 small waterfalls meeting at a pool at the bottom. Here at the foot of the tall trees, whose tops arrested our attention when above, all is still, save the ripple of waters from the opposite falls to the purling brook beneath. Next we come to Lila Falls on our right as we reach the bottom of the stairs. The waters of this fall, although not very imposing, come splashing and dancing down the irregular face of the grey sandstone.
This is Lila Falls here.
Another short walk brings us to Linda Falls. In the past, this fall was often known as the third fall. Linda Falls is smaller than the general type of waterfall, as it's a V-shaped fall. The rocks over which the water flows, being almost black, show the water by contrast to be quite white, giving it a very pretty effect.
There are two tracks into the valley, one on either side. To the left, down past the meeting of the waters and lower Leura Cascades at the Bridal Veil Falls, all visited by us in episode 16. And this track to the right via the Fernbower and Linda Falls, just below Linda Falls, is Fairy Dell, a very picturesque fernery where Linda Creek and a small stream join to form a small pool.
Not much to show, is there?
This is a photograph of the falls taken in 1893. Here is another photograph from David Noble.
Leaving Linda Falls to continue down the valley, the path divides. Straight ahead takes you to the Federal Pass walking track, while the turn off to the left, the one we will take, leads to our final location for today, Leura Falls. It is located on Leura Falls Creek, below the Bridal Veil Falls and above Adeline Cascades. As mentioned in episode 16, Leura Falls was first considered one great fall, although it was in three parts called the first fall, the second fall, and the Adeline Cascades. Later, when discovered, Linda Falls became known as the third fall. Leura Falls, the second fall of water, is in volume the same, though in width much narrower than when it empties into the first fall, the Bridal Veil Falls. Leura Falls has a drop of about 30 metres. but this time there is little or no hindrance to its fall in the shape of projecting pieces of rock. In appearance it resembles a huge spout, which intensifies as the water strikes the bed of rock at the bottom, scattering a shower sufficiently copious to wet anyone standing within a radius of 5 metres.
There's another waterfall here. From what I could find out about getting to the bottom of Lura Falls, there's 2 ways across the valley from this track. One turn off at Linda Falls and a second before this bridge. Crossing to the other side of Linda Creek will lead us to Lura Forest and the Federal Pass. This part of Linda Creek is named the Marguerite Cascades. The Lura Falls track must be back a little. I guess this is it. I found a turn-off. Are you there?
Down the corner.
Yeah, I found a turn-off at the sign. There's a signpost down there.
I can't go any further.
Well, that's Lura Falls Creek. So where's the falls? This must be Linda Creek. This track is taking us further down the valley. I can't see any falls. I don't think this is right. We should be going up the Lura Falls Creek from here. It's too late in the day to start exploring, so we'll have to leave Lura Falls for someone else to discover. Although we were unable to locate Lura Falls, here's a photograph from David Noble. We visited 4 places today: Flat Rock Lookout, Jamison Lookout, Lila Falls and Linda Falls. We attempted to find the bottom of Lura Falls, but we were not successful. You can do all this in one day. Take your time, enjoy the outdoors, the fresh air, the wonderful vistas, but most of all, stay safe by familiarising yourself with our safety instructions at the end of this episode.
In our next episode, we'll be driving back to Katoomba to look at 4 lookouts over Lura Glen and making our way west to the iconic Three Sisters. Until then, bye.
Bye for now.
Thanks for watching.
Whatever way you discover the Blue Mountains, we want you to have a safe and enjoyable experience. Whether you drive, catch public transport, or cycle to the destinations we visit here, some walking is necessary. The walks are usually short, but can contrast greatly, so you need to be aware of the risks. Have a safe and enjoyable sightseeing experience at these lookouts and waterfalls. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell to be alerted when next we visit the Blue Mountains.